I've worn multiple different hats in my career and kind of hopped around. I personal trained for a little bit. I've like served, and I kind of got to a point where I was tired of working in a commission environment, personal training. So I was like,
okay guys, we are here. Yellow Colored Glasses, episode 62. So we are very excited. We have Katie Kenton here as a special guest.
Yes.
As of late, Katie Moore.
Oh,
Katie
my
Moore.
gosh.
Yes.
We should restart.
Wait, but I go by Katie Kenton.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, so that's fine.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so then I'm wrong, right?
Basically.
I mean, it's whatever, honestly.
I'm not going
Okay.
to restart then.
Okay.
Or should we?
No, you can't. No, you run the show.
We can roll with it.
Whatever you do you prefer Kenton?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that
Okay.
for sure.
All
I'm
right.
totally
Well,
wrong.
then let's just roll with it, you guys. So that's a good little start. That's an easy way to break the ice.
I am married.
You are married, but I know Katie from Katie Kenton, so we're rolling with that. I love it. I love that. Okay. So, yeah, very excited to have you on. I know we've been talking, me and Mikayla have been talking about this for a little bit, so I was excited that we were able to get her on today. So, before we get started, though, Mikayla's going to read a small review for
I am.
Warren Mounts Agency.
I am. So this is from F-150 Parts. So F-150 Parts says, I have used Jake for many years now. He was amazing at his prior agency, so I knew he was my number one choice when shopping for new general liability insurance for my company. When I first met Jake, saved me over $1,400 in total on my vehicles, toys, and farm. When I needed to check my rates for my company, it was no surprise that he beat all the other company's quotes. Warren & Mounts Agency will always be my first choice when shopping. So thank you to F-150 Parts for your amazing review.
That was a very nice review. That was a long one.
That was a good one.
Usually short and sweet. So
That was a good one.
no, we appreciate that, you guys. You guys all know our reviews go a long ways in everything we do. So bad word travels a lot faster than good. So anything we can do to get anything good out there is great.
Yeah.
So, okay. Guest introduction here.
Yes.
I'm gonna let you
Katie.
take this one over.
Yes. So the last time we had an obnoxious amount of equipment
Yes.
was there was a short stint of my life where, well, I guess it all
still
full
doing it.
circle.
It has.
because
It is full circle.
I am doing it
Yeah.
still. Did I reach? I don't even know how that happened.
I think we were just talking and you're like, hey,
Yeah.
let me film like a promo video.
Yeah, and so we did. I was at your house.
Yep.
I dragged all the stuff to your house, and I literally, you're gonna die. I literally still have this on my phone.
I love it. Oh my God, my old logo and everything.
And it's still sit, stay, walk.
It is. Yeah.
I love that so much. So anyway, that's how we connected. Like, I don't even know how long ago. When was that? Well, I mean, when you first opened.
Like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how we originally connected, and now you are thriving in multiple different states.
Thank you.
And you're married, and you have kids, and it's just the whole thing. So here we are. Now we have an insurance brokerage.
Yep.
And I'm so excited to have you on. And I was
you.
just telling him, because I wasn't sure if he had heard the story of like what exactly happened for you to start. And I don't know if you want to get into that, but I was filling him in, and I would love for you to share how all of this transpired.
Sure. So, I've worn multiple different hats in my career and kind of hopped around. I personal trained for a little bit. I've like served, and I kind of got to a point where I was tired of working in a commission environment, personal training. So I was like, let me just figure out what I can do in the dental industry, which you're familiar with as
Been
well. So I was working as a dental assistant, and it was a 9-to-5 job, clock in, clock out type of deal, and no beef with it at all. But I go home for my lunch break. I take care of my dog Ghost, and I loved him so much. He was my everything. He still is. And I just kind of became the friend that would watch friends' dogs. And slowly over time, we would, I'd have them for a weekend. So I'd be like, oh, let's go to this event. This looks extra, or let's go do this. And I just loved it. I felt like the highlight of my days were doing fun things and going on adventures with not only Ghosts, but my friends' dogs. So it was July 4th.
You know the day.
I do, yes. It was July 4th of 2018, and I was just telling my now husband, Brendan, that, I was just like, I just feel so stuck. I've had a lot of like family shifts, and I was like, I just feel like I'm not passionate. I need to find that again. And he was like, well, why don't you just quit your job and start watching, dogs and try and make it a career? And so I did, and I quit. I made a Facebook page. I ordered business cards with that sweet logo you just saw, and it's just rolled from there. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know that. I maybe I did at the time, but I don't remember that. So that's really cool. And the other night she was showing, we were talking about.
I made him watch the whole thing. I'm like, you gotta see this.
She's like, hey, did you remember that video I did? I'm like, no. She goes, a long time ago, and then she pulled it up. I'm like, I do remember that. Because I can remember her editing it, and I just remember that whole, I think it was like probably during the fall.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's really cool. And yeah, you have just absolutely killed it.
Thank you.
I mean, you guys are everywhere.
I know. It's amazing. I love, you are one of my favorite people to watch from a marketing.
Oh,
I love all of the things that you guys do in marketing. It's so good. So it's been so fun to, even though we don't know each other well, like we're not texting every day, but it's been so fun to watch you grow into this insanely successful businesswoman that you are.
Well, you guys too. I mean, I started with you when you've worked elsewhere, and you guys have seen me in different.
Well, no, it's been very similar. Like we've kind of, even though I don't know, we've kind of progressed all as like kind of together, even though we're not necessarily hanging out or talking all the time, but. Yeah, it's been really cool to see it. And so I guess, let's tell everybody a little bit. So the company you own, what you guys do, and you already kind of know the backstory of it. So, yeah.
Okay. So I own Katie's Kennel. We are a professional pet care company that offers boutique services. So everyone, whenever we get a phone call, like a Google call, they're like, where are you located? And I'm like, we don't have a physical location. So the name is deceiving. Everything we do is in-home, whether that be in-home pet sitting, where I would like stay at your house, in-home boarding, where your dogs would stay at my home. We offer dog walking as well. We offer dog park play dates, and then we also have a groomer on staff, and we do in-home grooming. So
wow. See, I didn't know
handful of services. We try to just keep it all under one umbrella and just, again, really boutique and specific to each client's needs. So
one-stop shop.
A one-stop shop.
Basically,
that's kind of what I say that because that's what we kind of pride ourselves on here is we try to be a one-stop shop with anything with financial services and insurance and all that. So that's really cool. So where I know you have two different technically locations, right? So you have Kansas City area, and then where at in Arizona?
So we cater the Kansas, Missouri side here, and then we're in like the East Valley is technically what it's called, but like Scottsdale, Phoenix, Glendale, Chandler, like that area. So we have a really small team out there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
When did you start the Phoenix location?
It's been about a year and a half, maybe 2 years.
Oh, wow.
So
I was thinking not so long ago.
It honestly feels like not so long ago. I had a baby, and then I was like, I'm going to take it slow, and then I didn't. And we just, it's been slow rolling, and like I was telling you earlier, the hardest part is one, managing from afar, and two, like you at some point have to give up a little bit of that control factor. So it's been our little baby and our side project, and we're excited to see where it goes over the next year. But
so what exactly, 2 questions. How long before you made that leap? Like, how long were you just in Kansas City?
3 years, I want to say.
At the 3-year mark, what was like, okay, I want to take this elsewhere?
I think a lot of it and a lot of our growth is just from like organic opportunity. We had a client who ended up moving out of state, and I cared for her dog for years, and we were close, and I drove out there. I actually drove her dog from Kansas City to Scottsdale, and it was fun. Wow. It was like a little road trip, and just being out there was beautiful. And just did a little bit of research, and I was like, there's pet care companies, but not like a brand like we have. And so
that's awesome.
Like, if we can hire and see where it goes.
Absolutely.
And ironically, the first few people we hired, they're all from Kansas City, so it's like destiny.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, because I was wanting to know the same thing, like what made why Arizona, right? Like, is there a certain spot? But and I think you kind of hit it on the head, is like some of the harder parts of doing that. Like, there's really no difference other than, like you said, giving up the control to let your employees trust them to do their job, right? But you can make that same argument that you have that same issue here in the area, because you can't be everywhere.
Yes.
Right? So, like, I guess talk a little bit about that. Like, what does your day-to-day look like for you? Because you guys are a very big operation now.
So for me personally, I'm very behind the scenes. Okay. I joke all the time. I went from walking dogs like in 14 different cities around the metro to now I sit behind a desk primarily. Okay. But I handle a lot of the logistics on the walk side. So scheduling or like organizing schedules, supporting my leadership team. So I have a district manager who's been with me for 4 years, and she oversees our pet sitting side in Kansas City, or in Kansas City, and then Scottsdale as well. I have a walk manager who handles new client interactions, employee interactions, and then we have like a marketing and events team as well too. So just really managing the bigger picture and trying to keep it organized. Yeah.
Being a CEO, that's awesome.
I know, I love that. What does like being a leader look like for you? Like, how have you acquired this one man or woman, I'm not sure, to stay with you for 4 years? What does their role look like? Yeah. Like, how does all that work?
So Claire,
okay.
Yes, she started with me as a part-time walker, and at that time I had another team member named Katie, who she kind of helped me. She was my first employee. She helped me really kick it off, helped me hire, helped me train. But she's a pharmacist, so she graduated school and had to,
do her thing.
Deal drugs.
Yes. Legally, yes. She was in the process of leaving, and I know Claire had some management experience, so I hired her on. And I've previously worked as a manager in different fields, but in your own company, it's extremely challenging. She's really been through the thick of it. She's seen the good and the bad. We've been through COVID together. And I think, I would like to say the reason like she's been here for so long is we have a really good co-managing relationship. I think that, she knows my strengths and weaknesses and same, and we're just able to help support each other. And I think she really has bought into the vision of the company, and she truly cares. Yeah. So I'm very, very lucky to have that.
Well,
that's for sure.
And I feel like that still it still falls back on you, because again, that you can have all the good, like great amount of people working for you and doing all these things, but you have to be good at what you do and have the respect for everybody else, right?
Thank you.
Like, so like I feel like that's something that really reflects on you, because what you're doing, like, I feel like you guys have expanded so fast, and so, especially in the Kansas City area, because of course that's where we're at. Like, I see you guys everywhere. Like, so many people know you guys, or I don't know. I just feel like there's just so many people out there, and it's happened in a short amount of time.
It is really cool. I feel like this last year, there's been a few like times where like friends have worn Katie's Kennel merch, and they're like, "Oh my God, are you Katie?"
Yeah.
Are they really? Does that really
Yes.
happen?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I like, this is so silly. We went to dinner the other night, and our waitress was like, "Are you?" And I was like, "I feel like this shouldn't be me, you know, like I feel like I'm just trying to keep my head down and do my thing." But it's cool that, you know, people recognize
It's cool.
That is very
we've grown
cool.
so much.
Yes.
So
And I say that because I've actually heard it, like, and I have never, like, I've just heard, and I can't even give you examples of it, but just random conversations of like, yeah, Katie's, like Katie's Kennel or whatever, and then I want to say like, yeah, I know Katie, like I insure her stuff.
you
but
should. You should be like, yeah.
I don't. I voice value, but yeah, I know who that is. Like, because like the way it is talked about is like, I mean, it's a big deal, and it goes. It's really cool to see. So I love that for you guys. That's awesome.
Thank you.
So question: do you guys come out to Pleasant Hill area?
We do, yes.
Okay.
So I
did not expect that.
So we, gosh, out
Grooming
east
and
this
everything?
way, not grooming.
Okay.
We can. There's an additional
Okay.
service fee,
Okay.
but for walking and pet sitting, we've slowly been trying to inch out this way. So we have a few Blue Spring clients, and we officially have one team member in Lee Summit Monday through Friday, and she kind of hops around the area. So
That is great to know.
Might have
So
to
how?
utilize that.
Because we always struggle with. So we have a Shiba Inu,
Yes.
and then we have like a Border Collie Lab mix. And maybe it's more on me than Mikayla. She blames it on me, but I'm very, very weird with these dogs. Like, I don't like anybody being like, it has to be a certain person. Like, I have to
get
really
it.
trust them. Like,
Yeah.
I don't just really like anybody watching the dogs. So every time we go out of town, it's usually my mom. But we're trying to get away from not having to call my mom
Sure.
to do that, and we just don't know anybody.
yeah.
So that is amazing.
I always like when people know what a Shiba Inu is. I
I
remember
love a Shiba.
when you first started, like you guys always post dog photos on your story. Anytime, I don't even know if it's the same one that I kept seeing. But like, it's a Shiba.
It's a Shiba.
It was
Yeah.
probably
And I
Denzel.
just wanted him to see that there's another Shiba.
We do that all the time. We'll see a Shiba.
I know
Is
who
that a
you're
Shiba?
talking about. His name is Denzel.
Denzel. Of course his
And
name is Denzel.
Shibas are so funny. I mean, their
They are.
personalities.
They're very,
they're
like-
quirky.
Yeah. That's a generous thing to say.
That's awesome.
That is a very generous. Haven's a bitch. Straight up.
I'm like, you have like, so Ghost, my husky shepherd, like you have like the husky, like the sassfulness from
Mm-hmm.
him, but then like you do have like the Shibas who are just another level.
Straight up. I mean,
They
like
are.
she's like a cat
Yes.
in a dog form. Like she's like, don't touch me unless I like
Unless I want
ask you to
some
touch
food.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, or food, or she's like digging at the. Anyway, they're funny.
They are.
Anyway, I would always see you posting Shibas, and I had to like,
Show
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
look at this. So anyway,
But yeah, we, as far as pet sitting goes, like that, being cautious about who's in your home and who's watching your dogs is totally normal. I think, what we try to do is make it easy, like an easy transition.
Comfortable.
So,
Yeah.
we book out fast. So if you guys are traveling, we need like maybe 40 days
okay.
prior.
Good to know.
But
Wow.
based on availability, we try and find a sitter that's best for your needs. So we have a normal structure where our team members are there in the evening, overnight, in the morning, and then not gone longer than about 5 hours at a time. But we have some clients who are like, I want someone there from 9 to 5, and we can structure around that. It's really just what your guys' needs are in your lifestyle, and we always do a meet and greet prior. Sometimes it takes multiple, and that's okay. And just try and connect you with the best team member who fits your personality, your pet's personalities, and what you need. So
That's really cool. So it's almost like a customized plan for literally every single one of your clients, and that's probably why you guys are doing so well.
there truly is no, like, everyone is totally different, every single client. And so, we try to keep it customized for them, but also user-friendly for our employees. So we have clients fill out consult sheets, and those meet and greets are important to kind of learn their behaviors and what they need. And so.
Do you have like clients that are, I feel like people are funny about their dogs. There's always like a thing with them. Like, okay, this is Fluffy. With Fluffy, just don't look at her in the eyes, you know, or there's like, okay, don't let this one outside, you know, like how do you guys handle that?
You just do, yeah.
You just do it. I guess you have to.
Yeah, you know, everyone has quirks, and it's always so funny when I am this client. I'm like, oh, they're so easy, and then I'm like, but Ghost likes to eat at 4:30. Bruce and Panda are naughty. You still have accidents in the kitchen in the back corner. You have to let them out every 2 hours.
Literally every dog owner ever.
Don't let them play with tennis balls. Don't let them over here. They can't sleep over here. Yeah,
that is hilarious.
Yeah.
That is
everyone. I know, but everyone, you know, like they play it cool. They're like, oh, it's easy. It's no problem. And then, you know, it's like, okay, I've got a, you know,
and then here are the guidelines.
Binder, full of instructions
of what to do and what not
hilarious.
to do. That sounds like me, because like I'm like, yeah, you know, our dogs are great, like they're awesome, like I love them, you know, and I was like, but don't feed them together, like one will attack.
That's a big
do
one.
not let them outside, like in the front, because they will just run. And then I wouldn't let Haven out past 9 o'clock, because she probably won't come back in for. Good luck catching her.
Oh my God, you're like speaking from experience.
Literally, there's been videos online of me trying to catch this damn dog, trying to go to bed, and it's just a game at this point.
Oh yeah.
Anyways,
she plays games.
That's hilarious.
Stubborn.
Well, that makes me feel a little bit better that we're not the only ones, or I'm not the only one.
No.
So.
Absolutely.
But no, that's really cool. So I guess what do you guys have any big plans? Anything big coming up here recently? Like any more expansion, or are you just keeping on? You guys probably in a pretty good little rhythm and just rolling.
We'll see, maybe.
Okay.
Dallas has always been on my radar.
Okay.
Why? Do you know why?
You know, kind of like, so Arizona, we, you know, when we expanded, I had learned that we have a lot of snowbird clients here.
Okay.
So they live there half the year, and it's kind of nice to just keep it consistent with the same company.
Yeah.
Same with a lot of our Dallas clients. They're here half the year, and then they're in Dallas half the year. It's also, I mean, there's just so much opportunity out there.
A lot of people.
So, But
gosh, that is
we'll
so
see.
cool.
All it takes is, you know, just finding the right, like 1 to 2 people out there who I can, you know, trust to work, and then it's easy to roll from there.
Yeah.
How do you do that? Like I think something that I've struggled with as a business owner is like feeling ready to do that. I always feel like I need to like completely understand a position.
Yeah.
Like up, down, sideways, backwards before. And now that we're 2 years into this, I ask myself, like, is that necessary?
You know, I'm the same. To be completely honest, the last year I felt like I need to be doing more, but I'm also so comfortable with coasting, and I think that's fine. I think that's normal to feel that way. I think when opportunity presents, you either take it or you don't. And I think that you never fully feel ready, because you don't know what you're fully getting yourself into all the time.
True.
Until
you jump in.
That's so true.
So I feel like, for me personally, I've had, you know, a lot of thoughts and ideas of like, do I want to go this direction? Do I want to go this direction? And I have all the tools and resources to act on it, but I just haven't, because I'm like, it just doesn't feel right. So I feel like when it's the right time and opportunity present itself, and I'll be like, I know. It's like that gut feeling, you know?
Maybe it's the confidence like in myself.
Yes.
To like, okay, I trust the patience within myself to like let someone else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe I'm just now.
Well, it's kind of scary.
It's
kind of scary to be a beginner again, right? Like if you're very comfortable in the spot that you're in, like it's very easy to just say, "Hey, I know my role here. This is working."
Yeah.
And that's why I asked, like, you know, if things are rolling, like right now, like it sounds like everything is just going great. I mean, of course, there's going to be your ups and downs, but you guys have a good system down. It sounds like you're very you have a bunch of processes down. You said it earlier that you have, it's very hard to manage your own company, right? So you have a management team for those type of things. And I feel like I was like, dang, that's a great point.
Yeah.
Like, so I feel like you have all these things in place already. So it's just a machine, so it's like, what's next now? If there's anything next, if there's not, that's totally fine. But I think it's because what we were just talking about is that I feel like when we get comfortable, right, it's kind of scary to jump back into something new again.
It is. And like you said, like you fully have to like rebuild your confidence and be like, okay, I can do this. Like, I'm willing to invest the money, but more importantly, the time, the emotion. Like, am I ready? Am I ready to like thrive? And then am I ready to fail and like pick myself back up and do it again?
100%.
But
yeah, that's so true. That's so true. I think that's another thing that I've really enjoyed watching is just your ability to just like go with it and just like, okay, like how many people do you have on your team right now?
About 55
that
on
is
average.
Nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, just nuts.
It's a lot.
I mean, to me anyway.
No, that's
I don't know.
That's a lot. That's why
just crazy.
I mean, then again, it still goes back on you. I still think because like people are not going to work for somebody that is not organized. It's not great to work with like that. It still reflects back on you, no matter how great. I mean, of course, we're only as good as the people that we have working with us, right? But that goes the other way as well. The more people you have, the better you have to be, basically. So
that's so true.
I think it depends on the day if you'd ask them about the organized part. I think we're just just working again with different clients and new clients, and you got to roll with it and roll with the punches. And so I think we try to instill that into them, and they have a great leadership team that they can lean on if they need help with whatever.
No, I think it sounds like you guys have all the tools and at least there, right, in place, no matter if they're always working or not. But because I feel like the same way here with us, like we have all these processes and systems on everything, on what happens here, if this happens, if that happens, like what all goes on, and it all sounds great in theory and stuff, but sometimes it just doesn't go that way. So then what happens?
Right. Yeah.
So, and I feel like at your guys' scale with how many employees you guys have, like there's a lot more variables that goes with that.
Yes.
So yeah, kudos.
Thank you.
Very much kudos. I feel like I need to, I don't know, whatever kind of drink you're drinking on the, on like just going with it and not like getting caught up in the details. And I'm decent with that, but I don't know, there's something different with what you're doing. I don't even know how to describe it.
You also might need to grab the drink of, because I don't know, how many dogs do you have
personally? 3.
See, if Mikayla was a dog walker, she'd be stealing customers' dogs.
I probably would.
Good thing we have an insurance policy that covers us for that.
Shameless.
Employees don't steal the dogs.
Oh my
can't
gosh!
do that.
Knock on wood, we've never had that happen. You want to though? Oh my gosh! But
I can't. Like in our time together, Mikayla's brought home 3 dogs, 3 strain random dogs. Like one time. We were this is before insurance. I used to work at GNC in Belton, and she brought me a dog. Like she was in between classes or something. And she goes, this dog was just running everywhere. She goes, I don't know what to do with it. And it was a big lab, like a 100-pound lab. I mean.
Oh, I named it Boomer.
Yeah,
I named it.
And I had just bought my truck, and I was at work, and she's like, I'm just going to put it in your truck. I'm like, okay. Like now what? It's like I'm at work. So anyways, I remember that. Yeah. That was a funny.
You can't just leave dogs.
No, I get it. I mean, I love dogs.
I'm not trying to one-up you here, but we were in Austin for a wedding, and we saw this stray dog, this Doberman, running around the gas station parking lot as we were driving off to head home. And I was like, damn, we can't leave this dog,
No.
So we're, there were so many people trying to give him food and yada yada, and me, I'm like, oh, he likes me, he's like.
flatter myself.
I did.
Obviously, this dog is into me.
Again, like, it's an opportunity. Like, you have to,
Yeah.
So, long story short, we tried to figure out what to do locally, whether, with animal control, and, we went to go check him for a microchip, and just nothing. And so, animal control said, just release him. And I'm like, I'm not just going to let this dog go.
Absolutely not.
So he ended up making a trip back to Kansas City with
That's
us.
awesome.
I mean,
And a friend ended up adopting
I was gonna
him.
say, because I know we've got so many shelters here in Kansas City, like the no-kill shelters.
But it's hard not to. Like, when
I
you
mean,
see it, you're like, what do I do?
No, you can't just like. If
You
there's a
stop
stray
everything.
human, like they have the consciousness to like figure.
When a dog, I'm like, they could get hit by a car.
Thank you.
Like,
Preach.
there
No,
could be
I'm the
someone
same
out there
way.
looking for them. Like, you gotta, so.
Someone gets it.
We're the same
Someone
way.
gets it.
Now, my husband, though, if I were to bring home a dog, I think I would be divorced and living with
3 dogs and a baby.
4 dogs and a baby. Yeah.
Wait, why 4?
Well, if I brought a 4th.
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Duh, math. Yeah, the math wasn't
The math
mathing.
wasn't mathing.
Oh my gosh. Okay, speaking of shelters, so do you guys work with any shelter in particular?
We work with a handful. We're not particular from one or the other. Casey Pet Project is one we work with most. We have a really great relationship with them, and so we'll do like a yearly shelter drive where we have clients set out donations on their front porch, and we drive around, pick them up, take them to a few shelters, and donate them. We also try to just team up and do some stuff on social. Like this summer, every shelter was just packed to the brim. I mean, to the point where, they're out of options really. And so just try to utilize our social platform to help with that too. And then since everything's been so busy this summer and our clientele on the walk side kind of falls off a little bit just because it's a slower time, we had our team do dog days out with Casey Pet Project. So our team would drive, they would go to Casey Pet Project, pick up a dog,
Oh, okay.
and then take it out for an hour. Isn't that so sweet?
That is very
so
cool.
sweet.
And we've had a few that have been adopted. So we
Wow.
love to see.
And how did they get adopted from that perspective? Like, what happened?
I mean, honestly, like social media and
Okay.
internet warriors. Like,
Okay.
they see a post and
Yeah.
they share it,
Absolutely.
and
That is so true.
But
That is very
it's
cool. There was one thing that you guys did, Sip and Paw. Is that a thing? Oh my gosh, I cannot
No, I
think
do
of
know
the
what you're
name.
talking about because we were going to go to that.
Yeah, I brought it up to him. I'm like, I feel like we should make it out to this, but again,
called?
Haven and Heidi are just.
See, that's the thing I
wild.
get concerned about is like having dogs, like our dogs. I mean, our dogs are fine, like, but it's having them around other dogs.
I get it.
Like, I don't know.
Is there an appropriate way to like approach that? Because like I'm all about wanting to like take the dogs out and letting them. I mean, like, come on, 4 walls for them to be in their entire lives. Like, let's.
Okay, they have a nice. I mean, I feel like they have a,
I know
a
they do.
backyard.
They have a great. They do.
They are spoiled.
I'm not minimizing.
I know. I get what you're saying.
I'm not. They do. They live a very great life.
Yeah.
In addition to their great life, it would be awesome
Yeah.
to introduce really cool experiences.
Yeah, I guess like the trainings of it, like
Yeah.
like what any recommendations on that? Like, because like our issues, I think with ours specifically are like sometimes like they like when we put them in the truck or whatever, like they and again I think that would like the anxiety or them just being so nervous is just wild,
Yeah.
right? And that would probably get better if we do it more. And then I guess the being around other dogs.
I think the first step is knowing your dog's limits and not pushing them. Like my dog Ghost, for example, he's great meeting dogs off leash. On a leash, totally different story.
Really.
And so like I like now I don't take him to parks. I don't take him to social events where other dogs are on a leash because I'm aware that he's so uncomfortable that it's just not the best place for him. So knowing your pet's limits is super important and respecting them and not trying to push them. But outside of that, if there's a behavior that you're noticing and you're like, could this be something that we could, correct or work on to like build their confidence and also build your confidence with them? Definitely, looking into some sort of dog training and, utilize them as a resource and, there's trainers across the city and, across the country who do like virtual trainings or in person.
I did not know that.
There's board and train options. Like there's so many options out there. But
Gotcha. Do you guys have any that you work with like directly or a ton with? Or?
We do. So there's a gal named Megan, and she owns a company called Bulldog Training. I've known her for a long time. I knew her when I worked at Lifetime years ago.
Okay.
So
Oh my God, yeah.
it all comes full circle.
Yes.
But yeah, she started, oh my gosh, I think she's at 4 or 5 years now. And she's got a little girl gang, and they've done an amazing job. So they've worked with our clients a lot, and we partner with them a lot on stuff too.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's good advice. I feel like I wouldn't, that is 100% how they should be treated. I mean, essentially like how you treat a human. Everybody wants their boundaries respected and limits respected, and I feel like they deserve just as much.
Yeah, I think, everyone wants the dog that's the happy-go-lucky, take them to the dog park, they want to run and play fetch, and, you run into the people whose dogs are just so uncomfortable and like their owners want it so bad, but you're realistically putting them into a really dangerous situation.
That's so
and
true.
yourself too. And so just being aware is so important.
That's really great advice. That's really great advice.
I agree.
I feel like Heidi, so the bigger one, she is the one that just, when you get her in a car, she just whines the whole way there. And then after the activity at the location is complete, on the way home, everything's cool.
Yeah.
Haven, she's stressed when we're driving, but not nearly to the level that the Heidi is. Heidi's a mutt, and then Haven is the Shiba Inu. And then I feel like they do really well around dogs.
Yeah, other dogs.
Haven in particular she loves little kids. I don't understand. It's honestly kind of offensive that she likes little kids so much.
Which is wild because I think Shibas are not the best from what I've read. That they're not sometimes the best with kids, but I know that's always, I don't know, that's like how they're trained and how they're brought up too.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's good to know.
Anyway, I'll have to implement some of that.
Yeah.
Just awareness.
I know that a lot of people do like free consults too. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's good to know.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you feel like is really important that you want to mention?
I think honestly, just as far as running a business, leaning on other people for support. So like you guys, for example, I think you get a call or an email from me like once a quarter, and I'm like, should I be doing this? Should I, because you hear a lot online and you're like, but you got to find the right squad to support you, whether that be your, insurance agent, whether that be your accountant, just being able to really utilize your resources and lean on others, because that's what's going to support you and build you up to.
Yep.
That's so good.
And the trust, I feel like.
Yes.
Because like I feel like, and I don't mean to put that in your mouth there, but like I feel like the trust, right?
Yes.
Like if I'm leaving somebody to handle my dogs, like my biggest issue is the trust. Like, can I trust these people? Like, can I trust this person that if they walk in and we know our dogs are runners, like not to let them out front.
Right.
Of course things happen, but like, can we trust that?
Yeah.
And same thing, like what you're saying, like if you can reach out to us directly for insurance and you trust the advice we give you, whatever that question might have been, I feel like that really gives people a peace of mind, is trust that whoever you're doing business with is you're doing it the right way.
It helps clear your mind as a business owner. I mean, you have you have a long to-do list, and, just being able to pass it off and be like, can you help me? Can you do this? Is so important. So that trust is major.
We didn't get to talk about our peak and our pit, so we should definitely do that
Nice.
See, I told you, sometimes I always mess up on these. So
that's okay.
'Cause we got like 4 or 5 minutes left.
Cool.
So, okay, so our peak and our pit. I'll go first, I guess.
Yeah.
My peak. So it's my birthday week.
Ooh.
That's a great peak.
That's a good one.
Gonna celebrate that, and then a pit that I have going on right now would be. I always say the insurance because that's what's been happening recently. But what's a pit that I've been having? Honestly, here's a pit. I've been struggling waking up in the morning.
It's hard.
Like, I had a really good routine of getting up at a certain time, and right now I am just not sticking to that. Past week and a half, I've been bad with it. So
It's tough.
and I don't understand.
Yeah.
So that's probably my pit.
Okay. My peak is we are inching our way to Mexico.
Oh, fun.
Yes,
Yep.
I'm very excited.
Which we
When
might
are we
have to get with you. I think we might be within the 40 days.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, yeah.
That's
like past,
facts.
earlier than the 40 days.
That's
So we might
facts.
have to reach out and get it on the calendar.
Yeah, end of November.
Okay.
We're going for a week.
Fun.
So like from like the week after Thanksgiving and into early December.
Okay.
Very excited. Very much looking forward to it. Now that it's like I can like start to smell.
Yeah.
I can smell Mexico because we're
It's
like
on the horizon.
it's on the
Close.
horizon. We're getting closer. And then what's my pit? I have not been good about reading my book. So
Yeah.
I really love reading like self-development stuff
Yeah.
and trying to implement it the best the way that I can. And I haven't been doing it. And I try to, so I used to be really into listening,
Yes.
to books or podcasts or YouTube videos or whatever the case. And I'm trying to be better about like actually reading a tangible book. It's not my favorite thing in the world.
Yeah, same. I'm definitely like, I'm a visual or like, I need to listen.
Yeah.
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 100%. So we'll get back on there. I've done it this week, but just not every day this week.
Yeah. It feels like a chore.
Yeah. Sometimes.
It's just like a weird change of seasons, I think. Maybe
Yeah.
that's with your sleep too.
Gosh, I don't understand.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm going to sleep in another hour. It's like, that does not do me any good. And every time I'm like, I should have just woke up at the time, because now I'm already kind of frustrated that I didn't do that. And so anyways, little things like that. What about you?
I think my peak and pit are kind of the same.
Okay.
My peak is that, well, I guess my pit, I've just been so busy, slammed. I feel like my calendar is never ending. I feel like I'm getting home at like 9 p.m. and I'm like closing my eyes and waking up and doing it again.
Yeah.
But the peak part is that I've been able to do a lot of fun stuff with my kid, Ricky. She's 2 and she's been active and playing and started gymnastics and just running around with her has been so much fun. And like I enjoy getting out of the house and doing these activities. But man, it's a lot.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
That's it. And
Especially
that's
if running a business and doing all the other things you're doing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I'm
good.
like, I was looking at my calendar over here and I was like, do I have a free night tomorrow? Like,
Maybe.
can I like sit on the couch at 5 and
Yeah.
like not move?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Okay, this is kind of going backwards, but something you just said just kind of brought it to my attention. What does Brennan do? Like, what is his role?
Okay.
Or is he involved? I don't even know.
Yes.
He is?
Yeah.
Okay.
So last February he quit his job and he's been full time with Katie's Kennel. So his role has kind of, again, just evolved over time. He quit when we were in a really big hiring crisis, so he took on a ton of clientele. He also, over time, has helped me manage like the people portion, specifically on the walk side of things. So if there's like a day of issue, need, they contact him and he's there for support. Whether it be like, I can't get this lockbox open, or the dog's not, or the dog's doing X, Y, and Z, they reach out to him. But as of more recent, he helps pretty much run our Playdate program. So he truly lives the dream. He picks up 4 to 5 dogs at a time, takes them to the dog park to play, and then to get a pup cup, and then takes them home. And
man.
I pay him to do that.
That's awesome.
Isn't that fun?
That's crazy.
Are they dogs from the same household?
No. So a general area though. So
Okay.
yeah, we have like
That's pretty cool.
Brookside, like a handful of dogs that we take, and then some in Shawnee, some out in the Olathe, and yeah, so they're all just one general area he picks up. But he loves
That's
it.
cool.
It's so sweet. He'll like come home and be like, "Oh, Bricks did this," or "Oh my gosh, Palmer and Rambo were so silly." Like he just truly loves it.
That's
and dream team
That's
member.
awesome.
So
Yeah.
have you guys had to navigate any kind of challenges working together?
Yes.
Or has it been just like a dream ever since day one?
It's been fine, but I mean, you know, it's been,
we do know.
It's been great, but you know, you run into. I probably voice my concerns in a different way to him than I would my other managers. If I'm like frustrated or if I have a question, you know, like things along those lines. You know, he'll do something and I'm like, that's overstepping the boundaries. That's not normal protocol. Like, it has to be uniform. So if someone else takes over, they, you know, clients understand. So it's just, I trust him 1,000%, and he does such an amazing job. And he is literally like, honestly helped me so much that I feel like I can breathe. But just, you know, he's my partner in life, and there comes headbutting with that.
Yeah.
It is. It gets hard. I feel like it's definitely it's props, because like that's a thing.
It's a hard thing.
Yeah.
I say hard. I shouldn't describe it like that. It's challenging to work through, and then after you kind of figure out what this person needs and how it needs to be said, and you know, boundaries essentially. It's like a beautiful thing to like know that he is working so hard, and just as hard, if not harder, as the same thing I'm working towards. So, but we've had to work through like communication and boundaries. Like, I remember when we first started, you know, there would be times where like I would want something of you, or you would want something of me, like that.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, I love that you need me. That's great. I'm in the middle of something.
Yeah.
So just understanding, you know, ways to talk to each other and recognize that everybody's busy.
Right.
Which is a great thing, which is a great problem.
Yep, exactly. I think the coolest thing is, and I'm sure you guys can agree, is that, you know, maybe your vision turned into like your guys' vision.
Our vision.
And you know, he's supported me from day one. He was the one who was like, quit your job, do your thing. Like, you know, I'm here to help, whatever it may be. And, you know, it was my thing for a long time. And then I needed his help with my thing. And then I really needed his help, and now it's our thing. And so it's just really cool that we've been able to create a life where we can both enjoy this and like truly enjoy it.
That's awesome.
And you guys can share, like, swap stories. Like, Marlo licked my face off today. Just stupid stuff like that.
He'll like, I mean, he takes care of a few clients we've seen for 4 or 5 years, and like I've previously walked them, and like he'll say something like, oh, typical. Like, hasn't changed a bit, you know?
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
That's good.
Yeah, it's cool to see him come home with like, you know, a smile on his face, and I swear he wears, his closet is strictly Katie's Kennel clothing. So like when we go out to dinner, I'm like, okay, what are you gonna wear, because it can't be a Katie's Kennel shirt. I think he rocks it more than I do. So
that's hilarious. I love that so much.
Good for him.
I always like to, and we've had several other couples on where they work together all the time, and it's always interesting, and I always am open to, you know, different ways of doing things. So I always like to ask, you know, what do you guys deal with? So anyway.
Cool.
Well,
thank you, Katie.
Thanks for having me.
For coming on.
Good.
This is great. I don't think I've seen you.
I know, it's
literally since, I mean, not in person anyway. Since we filmed that day. I mean, right? Am I crazy?
No, it's been years.
I think it's been that long.
I mean, I feel like, I mean, again, I was still calling you Katie Kenton, and I had that.
But I think that's what you prefer. So you,
Still
I
that
misstepped. I'm sorry.
I forgot.
It's still, you know, it's new to me too. I feel like, I mean, it's like the first year, you know.
Oh, you guys just got married then?
Last October. Okay. So we'll hit our 1 year on the 14th.
Okay.
But,
Oh wow.
This month.
Okay, well, happy.
That's like 3 days. No, it's 4/11 in the afternoon. Not the 13th.
I'm like, don't rush October. But yes. So.
Well, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Awesome.
Over and out.
Cool. That was so good.